Well, hello there. Is it Yeah, it's Saturday. It's Saturday. It's Saturday, and this is just a quick update as the search has started up again. Search has started. There's more than six. There's 10, so that's moving in the right direction. But let's have a quick look at what is going on. As it would appear that they're considering now that the people who got let off early because they're really not sketchy, they perhaps shouldn't have been, but we'll get to that. So this is what's going on in the search. So it says the family of Jay Slaters say they are holding on to hope. As you get further down, don't seem that's the case, especially with a comment comparing this to Madeleine McCann. But yeah, holding on to hope he will be found as they launch a fresh search for the missing teen today. Jay's dad Warren and brother Zach joined a team of 10 volunteers to scour the mountainous region in Tenerife where the 19-year-old went missing. The group spent several hours in 25 degrees C heat as they searched the valley of Barranco de Juan Lopez, close to the village of Masca. And it says Glenn Duncan, 41, brother of Jay's mum Debbie, joined the search for the teenager who has been missing for almost 3 weeks. Holding on to hope. He's been missing 3 weeks, and he was last seen heading out on an 11-hour hike, Ray Mears style. But he said it's just torture every day as the family desperately waits for news. He said, we've just been out with some Spanish volunteers. They've been through it by foot and the dogs. There's obviously been areas searched by helicopter and drones. For me, he's not up there. That's what I get the impression of. So he's saying he's not up there, which we'll get there in a sec. He said they had heard little from local police. Who knows what the police are doing out here? Who knows? They're not really in touch. It's all a bit sketchy. They don't give anything away. Now, Tenerife, and now heading into summer, I would imagine that they do want to keep this as quiet as possible just because it's their busiest time of year. Their busiest time of year, and something like this has the potential of causing... Will a load of holiday makers turn up and think, I know what we'll do, we'll go and see if we can find this lad. Who knows? But that's perhaps why they're not being very public about stuff. They don't give anything away. I was close to Jay. He was just a typical great young lad with a massive circle of friends who loved the good time. Those good times involve chasing other kids down and smacking them in the head with a machete, but we're not going to go there. Obviously, we need to swerve that. Don't mention it. He was looking forward to coming here. First lads' holiday, we've all been there, haven't we? We're still holding on to hope. We have to because we don't know. He's not been found, so you've got to cling on. I'm sure Madeleine McCann's parents still cling on to that hope. Many people won't agree with that statement, and perhaps not the right kind of case to get yourself making comments about when the vast majority of people absolutely are not going to agree with that statement. Some will. That there's somewhere on the other side of the world 20 years later. She's never been found and there's no proof, because it was scrubbed, of whatever has happened to her. It's so treacherous down there. Look at the state of me. I'm not a climber. I'm not a hiker. No, someone who was a bit of a hiker, you kind of binned him off. I'm not a hiker. It's so easy to get lost down there. There was a group of us and you can't see anybody. Got to the point where I wasn't even looking for my nephew. I was just trying to find my own way out to safety. If he has wandered off, I just can't see how he would wander all the way down there. You're just... when you're lost, you stick to a path, and the road is there. It's like what I said before. They built that road. It's only been there a year, and you can literally follow that road. So why would he have gone that far off unless he was trying to avoid being on that road because he thought that the guys who were at the Airbnb would have potentially used that, accessed that by car? Why didn't they use their car to get him in? I don't get it. I don't know if he was afraid of someone or something. Speaking about the online troll spreading sick rumours, he said, I'm not on social media or anything, so I just block it out. It's the world we live in. If he's gone on a trail like a path like this and he's got lost there or fallen down, I think he would have been found by now. I've been thinking third-party involvement from the start. There's just some things that have already been out there. Why would two lads hire a villa up there? They're down the strip. You know what it's like down there. Spot on, son. At least someone in the family seems to have an ounce of sense. There's millions of apartments and hotels down there in Los Cristianos and Los Americas straight away. That's just suspicion in itself. And apparently one who has been found came out and said he arrived alive and left alive. That line in itself is suspicious. Thank you very much. The fact he has come out and said all his mates have left him and he had nowhere to go. He was 10 minutes from his apartment in Los Cristianos. He's not stupid. If he didn't have a room key, he would have just gone to reception for a replacement. I don't know what the police are taking seriously. I don't know if they're following up every single lead. I feel like marching down there myself and bursting into the police station. What are they actually doing? Now, the police, I mean, they're not searching with the helicopter, are they? Are they going door to door inquiries or just sitting there looking at CCTV images? He also questioned why the two Airbnb men were ruled irrelevant by Spanish cops so early on. Spot on. Brilliant question. It baffled me from day one. How can you say they have no relevance when they are two of the last people to see him alive? There you go. What I said in the last video. It doesn't make sense. I can't get my head around it. It's like if one of you guys going missing now and letting the rest of you fly home and say we're not bothered about it. It's a massive letdown. It's one of them too. You don't want to give them a hammering. I can't step on their toes. We need to have good relations. That's why it's just so awkward. I want to keep it out there. There's 10 of us out today. We don't know how long we're going to be here for. How long's a piece of string? Debbie and Warren won't be going anywhere, Glenn said. Jay was a typical 19-year-old lad, so family-orientated. He was great. Just goes on like that. I'm not going to read the whole thing because basically he's asking some very good questions. The whole thing's suspect. Let's not forget one of the guys who they've let go home and said that he's got no involvement. He's literally been jailed for 9 years for trafficking drugs from London to Wales, and he is literally one of the last person to see him. And he comes out publicly with a statement like, "Well, he came to mine alive and he left mine alive." Nobody's got a story that makes sense as to why he was there in the first place. And why he would seemingly decide to walk 11 hours back to his apartment rather than request a lift, request help, wait for another bus, anything. He's just vanished off the face of the planet. And like this guy says, if he'd have succumbed to an injury or something close to where he walked from, he wouldn't have got that far. I said before, he weren't walking around with a machete. He can only access the areas he can access. But anyway, that's your update. Searches back up started. There's a bit more of them, but there is still only 10, and some of them are family. So regarding the GoFundMe, I don't know whether they're paying for any other professionals. It don't sound like they have. But maybe we'll see some movement in that because they need to stop sitting on that money and start using it. Or, well, you know what I think? I already think this is a recovery, and I don't think it's going to happen because I now start to think that there is other more nefarious stuff going on, and this kid perhaps got himself into something he shouldn't have. Let me know down below what you think, and I'll catch you all in the next one.